Good evening. I'm assuming you're watching this in the evening. My name is Dan Hogan. I am the Algebra 103B teacher for Block 2 here in the second semester of the 2021 school year. And I just wanted to introduce myself, tell you a few things about the class, and just let you know how you can contact me. We can start with the contact. My school email is right there. If you ever have any questions, feel free to use that email or call the school, and you'll be able to leave me a message. I'll be happy to chat with you and do whatever we need to make sure whoever you're representing sitting here in this classroom has the best opportunity to be successful in math. And that's one of the things I really try to do is try to meet all kids and make sure that I'm meeting them at the level where they're at and get them to a point in Algebra 1B where they're able to have the opportunity of success on the Keystone exam. So that is kind of what this course content talks about. It talks about the different subjects that we're going to address. And a lot of it is focused on being, having an opportunity to do well in the Keystone exam, which will come up in May. So at the end of the semester, all the students in here will take that Keystone exam. The other nice thing about this Algebra 1A, 1B situation is that not only do we get through all the 1B content, but I actually get to introduce them some of the Algebra 2 content as well. And I do that as a way because when they see it in the Algebra 2 content, it makes the Algebra 1 content a little more meaningful for them. So that's what our course is basically about, is learning the math so that they can be successful on the Keystone exam and also be successful in their next math classes, which I'll talk about at the end of the video here. Just going to scroll a little bit. Calculators. I have plenty of calculators for students to borrow. One of the things I really stress to them is this, is they want to be using a calculator throughout the class so that the day of the Keystone exam, they're familiar with the technology, whatever version they're using. So if they have their own calculator that they like, I think that's great. If they want to borrow one of mine, I think that's great as long as they're consistent. Just some things to think about and make sure, I've told them this, but if you have the opportunity and you want to speak to them about it, using their phone as a calculator is great in a pinch. Same thing with Desmos. Using Desmos is an awesome tool, but currently as the Keystone exam is written, you're not able to use either of those tools because they're connected to the internet. So it is important for them, if they have their own calculator, to consistently use that one or to consistently borrow one of mine so they have that familiarity with the technology. Expectations, this was more for the students. I just want them to bring all their stuff every day. I don't love the fact that they all carry their backpacks around anymore, but that's kind of the way we're in. But one of the nice things is nobody ever forgets anything in their locker anymore. So that's kind of one of the nice things. They always have everything, which is great. As far as how they're graded, I do 60, 30, 10. I think it's pretty consistent throughout the math department here at Calico. Tests count for 60%, quizzes 30%. Their homework / classwork, I should call it, is 10%, and that will include Study Island, which I will talk about as well. So that's how the marking period grade is figured out. Their final exam grade is 40% for each semester and 20% for the final exam. I will be speaking to them about an opportunity when we take the Keystone exam. I will be speaking to them about an opportunity without the final exam. So just going on here, my quiz and test makeup policy. That's what it says here. Really kind of what my real makeup policy is that we'll do, if something's been missing for a long, long time, I'll usually just put a 0 in. And then once I put the 0 in, then all of a sudden things get turned in, and then I grade it, and then I replace the 0 with the grade that they'll earn once they turn the paper in. If something is extremely late, sometimes I take a few points off, but for the most part, it's, as long as I feel like they've learned the material, I don't penalize them too much for lateness. My field trip policy is the same thing with the absentee policy, so it's basically the same thing. I have something official here, but that's just kind of like the things I need to back it up. What I like for them to do in class every day, this is how class works. These are the things I expect. These kids are all really, they're really fun to work with, even though I haven't got to meet I've met all of them, but not a lot so far because of the hybrid schedule that we've had. So I'm really excited for the upcoming schedule where we're going to see them 4 days a week and then hopefully in March 5 days a week. But really, my room kind of works like this. I introduce a topic a little bit. I'll teach it to them kind of like in a traditional setting. And then we spend a lot of time doing questions at the board. In a very friendly setting where it's not a single person at the board. It's it's half the class is up at the board. They're working on the questions. I wander around. I see what they do every day. And then, then there's time for either some individual work or some group work. One of the biggest things in math is, nobody figures it out all the time right away. Please encourage them. Come see me for extra help. Most of the time, extra help only needs to take 10 minutes. Sometimes students don't recognize that, but most of the time, it only is going to take 10 or 15 minutes to change a subject, to change the topic, I should say. Because, unless they let it get way too far behind, if they don't pay attention for 3 weeks and then all of a sudden, they want to come for help, that's going to take a little longer. But if it's just been a little thing here or there from one day to the next, we can fix those quickly. So I usually get here pretty early. I'm definitely here by 7:15, so if they want to come in early, if they can get a ride, they're more than welcome to. Obviously, coming down during focus is a great time, and if there's other times that you need to meet, whether it's after school, I can always do that as well. A couple last things I'll finish up with. One is like homework and study island. So here's one of the things you'll notice. I don't give a lot of algebra-based homework like from the curriculum. Their homework is mostly the study island. So for instance, right now, as I'm talking to you, we have a study island video, or not a study island video, a study island assignment that's due Friday, February 5th. Now they've had this study island assignment since the beginning of last week, so since back into late January there. And I just tell them, manage your time the way you need to, whether they have jobs or they play sports. Some kids can get to it on Tuesday, some kids can get to it on Wednesday, some kids Thursday, whatever they need to do just to manage their time for those study island assignments. So as far as their work at home, study island is, for the most part, there'll be a couple exceptions here and there, and I'll make it very clear to them. That's going to be their homework, is to work on their study island. So if you're wondering what they should be doing for homework, almost all the time it's study island. The other thing I'll talk about is the next math classes they're going to take. Next math classes after this one will be geometry. And then if they go beyond geometry, which we hope they do, especially if they're looking at going on to college, after geometry would be Algebra 2. I'll be happy to help with the class selection. If you have any questions about it when it comes along, feel free to reach out to me. I will probably talk with all of them in class about which math subjects they're going to sign up for once that time rolls around here. It'll be pretty soon, probably in the next couple weeks here. So that's about all I got. Again, my name is Dan Hogan, Algebra 103B. If you have any questions, I showed you at the beginning of the video how to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk with you. Have a great day.